We welcome you back to Lyon and a gorgeous afternoon here in the third largest city in France. A little chilly outside along the river, but doesn't stop the locals from heading outdoors and enjoying what is one of the most charming cities in all of Europe. Back inside the Lyon Sports Palace, though, plenty of folks inside here, too, watching great figure skating action. One title left to be decided. The ice dancers about to compete for the Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. Hi again, everyone. Terry Gannon back with you. It's been an odd year in ice dancing so far. A lot of change, a lot of movement, and that is not normally what you see. The lineup here for the Grand Prix Final, the top 5 from the series who have made it. Anissina and Peizerat, the headliners. Born in Kratz and Fusar-Poli and Margaglio have been battling all season. Now, it's a little different format, little different rules here in the ice dancing. There are still 3 rounds, but the first 2, a free dance worth 60% of the score, then the original dance, which is worth 40%. After that, the top 4, just like in the pairs, move on to the super final. You've got to have another free dance ready. Numbers 3 and 4 battle for the bronze, and the top 2 skaters here battle for the gold medal. And the top 2 rounds, the first 2 already having taken place here in Lyon. Susie, Wynne joined me for the call of those 2 rounds. Let's take a look back and see what has transpired. And here are the 4-time world bronze medalists from Canada, Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz.
This program really shows off their ability to create great edge quality, using their blades in a deep way. Changing directions on that hydro blade shows a lot of power in the legs, especially at the end of the program.
Well, they've been settled in that 3rd spot in the world the past 4 years. Shailene Bourne, Victor Kratz trying to at least hold on to that, but a disappointing first round here in Lyon. The Italian team that's been on the move this season, Barbara Fusar-Poli and Maurizio Margaglio.
Great unison, great flow into their footwork. Now watch their feet. They're so close together, and they rotate around one another. This is the area that they've really improved in, not only in the speed, but in creating new movement for themselves.
Fusar-Poli and Margaglio, the winner of the dueling Celtic dances in round 1 here in Lyon. They moved into the lead. And then the team that won Skate Canada, a big upset victory for them early in the season. Margarita Drobiazko and Povilas Vanagas of Lithuania.
Very difficult lift, starts high, goes into a low position. Great balance.
And it was another upset for Drobiazko and Vanagas, moving ahead of Bourne and Kratz in the standing. Here are the Russian national champions, Irina Lobacheva and Ilya Averbuk. Their efforts to place a Russian dance team on the podium here in Lyon successful at least through round 1. Lobacheva and Averbuk move into 2nd right behind Fusar-Poli and Margaglio. Marina, Anissina, Gwendal, Peizerat. Listen to the crowd in their hometown of Lyon.
Everything they do is intense and difficult. Look at the difficulty here, the balance and the strength that has to take place between them.
Another extraordinary performance from the world silver medalist. Anissina and Peizerat doing it here in their hometown of Lyon. And the only skaters to receive a perfect 6.0 on the evening. And the standings after round one, Anissina and Peizerat obviously in the lead over Fusar-Poli and Margaglio. And who says there isn't change in ice dance? Born in Kratz all the way in 5th. Huge disappointment for them. Then it was on to round two, the original dance, and Born in Kratz of Canada in 5th place, having to move up to 4th at least to make it to the super final. The 4-time and reigning world bronze medalists trying to hold on to their lofty position in the world, but it wasn't to be, and their struggles this season continue. The Grand Prix Final over. But a much different story for the hometown favorites, Marina Anissina and Gwendal Peizerat, the leaders after round one, trying to hold on in round two. The world silver medalist trying to take over the #1 spot this season. And here in Lyon, trying to enjoy their biggest international win yet. And well on their way. So the standings after round two, Marina Anissina, Gwendal Peizerat take on Fusar-Poli and Margaglio for the gold medal. Lobacheva and Averbuk taking on Drobiazko and Vanagas for the bronze in the super final. I am joined now by the 2-time U.S. ice dancing champion Susie Wynne. And Susie, no surprise to see Anissina and Peizerat be the best so far here in Lyon. But there has been some movement in the expected standings, as there has been all year long. Change in the world of ice dance. What a concept, huh?
What a concept, Terry. It's really like the changing of the guard for ice dancing. With the Russian world champions Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov out for the entire season due to Angelika's back injury, the door is wide open for other dancers to take the top spots. There have been some changes and shakeups here during the first 2 rounds of these finals. Canadians born in Kratz, ranked 3rd in the world, have been eliminated from the super final. One team that the door is wide open for is the French world silver medalists Marina Anissina and Gwendal Peizerat. They're prepared and they're poised, and they're trying to capture the gold here in front of their hometown crowd in Lyon.
Well, they'll skate for the gold in a little bit, but up next, the head-to-head matchup for the bronze medal. Lobacheva and Averbuk of Russia against Drobiazko and Vanagas of Lithuania. Welcome back to Lyon, France, which was once a part of the Roman Empire. This one of the 2 Roman theaters that still exist. For our history lesson, here's Leslie Visser.
Lyon was incorporated into the French kingdom at the beginning of the 14th century, a border town in the Middle Ages. By the early 15th century, it was known as a trading center, in fact famous for its fairs. Picture this old town alive with activity and trade, merchants, silk traders, as vibrant as it is today. One of the main features of the old town are these passages known as triboules, from the Latin meaning walk-through. They link the buildings by means of corridors with vaulted ceilings, sort of the 17th century version of the Mall of America.
Leslie, thanks. I guess prices, though, in medieval times, a little bit different than they are in Old Town here in Lyon these days. Well, we're set for the bronze medal matchup here at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final, the Super Final. And on the ice, Margarita Drobiazko and Povilas Vanagas of Lithuania. An upset team here in the Super Final, most expected born in Kratz to be skating now.
The music stunt The Steel, performed by Emma Chaplin. Watch for the energy that they both put into every move. They really reach out to capture their full line through their bodies.
difficult, taxing 2 days in Lyon for the skaters. This the second free dance.
The thing about this free dance, most of the skaters have chosen to do programs from this season. So a lot of these programs are very well rehearsed and comfortable for the dancers.
The third program in just about 24 hours. And this second free dance must be completely different than the first one. 4 minutes in length.
One of the required elements is a straight line footwork pattern. 5 to 7 lifts and dance spins, making it easier for the judges to compare each couple.
Before you just accept the demise of the Russian dominance of ice dance, remember, besides Lobacheva and Averbuk, who will skate next, Margarita is from Moscow. That's where this team trains. And Marina Anissina is also originally from Russia.
So the Russian reign really isn't over, Terry. Look at this incredible rotational lift showing great flexibility and control. Look at this lift. He just lifts her by holding onto her legs. She twists within his arms. It's very difficult because they're so close, and the timing has to be impeccable. A very well skated program. Pavlis made a little error on the end, but he covered up well. What they do so well is they really bridge the required elements together. They're seamless, and the segues are very smooth.
Had their biggest win at the beginning of the year at Skate Canada and have ridden that confidence here to the Grand Prix Final. But even they said before this free skate, they didn't expect to be there. They expected the Canadians to be skating.
The required elements were very strong. You can see here they have great lifting qualities. They're very close. She stretches out into a split position. The balance between them and his turning capability as he's lifting her are extraordinary. See how close they are, and yet they're able to maintain speed as they travel across the ice. That takes great skating ability. And here's their final rotational lift. You gotta see how close they are, and his feet are impeccable, making it very concise and easy to control the rotation.
There's a look now at the panel of judges who will decide what happens here in the bronze medal and the gold medal matchup. Susie, what are they thinking?
What the judges are looking for in the ice dance event, the required elements, which include dance lifts, dance spins, and footwork sequences. They're also looking for unison and leg line throughout the program. Speed and flow are also very important. Closeness and difficulty in both the footwork and the choreography.
5-6, 5-5, 5-6.
Two sets of marks, as always. The first for technical merit, 5.3 up to 5.7. A 5.3 from the Canadian judge. Susie.
I wonder if there's a little upset in the Canadian judge's heart.
A little bitterness, maybe? Yeah. Never know. Presentation marks 5.5 up to 5.8 for Robiasko and Vanagas of Lithuania. Up next, the challenge from the Russian national champions, Arina Lobacheva and Ilya Averbuk. skate for the bronze medal when we come back to Lyon.
Always going to be great skaters coming up. Marina is a great example. She's young, and she's like a budding star. She might be the next champion.
Michelle Kwan, Naomi Narinam, and Sarah Hughes go for the gold. The State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships coming February 12th to ABC.
The ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final continues on ABC Sports.
It's a chilly ride on the carousel in the center of town here in Lyon, France. Temperatures all week in the mid-30s. Kids don't care. They head outside and play anyway. Well, ABC Ice Dancing Super Final continues now here in Lyon. Irina Lobacheva, Ilya Averbuk of Russia battling for the bronze medal, trying to top the performance of Drobiazko and Vanegas. With Krylova and Ovsyannikov, the reigning world champs, away from the sport this year because of Angelika's back injury, Lobacheva and Averbuk captured the Russian national championships recently.
And it was there that they skated this free dance for the very first time. This is only their second time performing it. The music released by the Afro-Celt sound system. They're really starting off exploring many different shapes and different innovative holds, which makes it look very interesting. It's so important in dance to really interpret the music well, listen to every note. Very hard rotational lift to maintain that split position against all the momentum. You could see it was hard for her to hold the shape throughout. This is a change of direction lift where the man shows that he can go one direction and then the other using both sides of the blade.
As it usually does in ice dance, it's taken them a while to move up the ladder, but the Russians finished 4th at the Worlds the past 2 seasons. At least at this point, looks like they may be able to get a spot on the podium at Worlds, hitting the top 3.
They certainly seem to be setting that in motion here. Bringing in a little bit of the Celtic flair here. There are separations that are allowed in this program, but they seem a little excessive. Judges really want to see that you can dance closely It makes it harder and demonstrates that you really understand partnering. I think this program suits them well. I think they need to close in some of the gaps, but they look comfortable. And again, it's the second time they've performed. It just needs a little more time to develop.
Keep working and working on it, but the smile on the face of Ilya Averbuk shows you that he's pretty pleased with it. See what the judges think in just a moment.
One thing that they do very well is trying to create new shapes. Here on this lift, very nice, but the free leg starts to bend because of the momentum and a little harder to control. Nice footwork here in the Celtic style, little toe stepping. They could have added more difficulty to have it more of an impact there.
5-6, 5-6, 5-5, 5.
The only thing that matters now is how these scores compare to Drobiansko and Vanegas. Ilya not waiting around for these. Technical merit marks 5.5 up to 5.7.
These marks are fair. 5.5 is about where I would have them. The difficulty needs to develop a little bit more and some of the gaps.
Lobacheva, the only one around now, and she's leaving too. 5.7s and 5.8s, but it's Drobiansko and Vanegas of Lithuania with the upset win of the bronze medal here. Up next, the gold medal showdown. Anissina and Peizerat against Fusar-Poli and Margaglio. They're going at it already. They'll take the ice next. Back in Lyon, the gold medal in the ice dancing competition about to be decided here at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. Terry Gannon, Susie, Wynne, Leslie Visser with you as Barbara Fusar-Poli and Maurizio Margaglio from Italy take the ice.
Skating to a tongue-in-cheek version of the soundtrack Amicord, which is a Fellini film.
They skate head-to-head against the French team, Anissina and Peizerat for the gold.
This is a program that they competed throughout the '98 season. I spoke with their coach, and they had to really change most everything to fulfill the requirements for this year's rule changes. Two tricky dance lifts in a row, a little cartwheel action.
Susie, they've just made an all-out assault on the top of the standings in ice dance this season. They were 5th at the World Championships the past 2 seasons. A win at Skate America, a win at Cup of Russia this season in the Grand Prix, and certainly they vaulted ahead of Born and Kratz, who have been the world bronze medalist for 4 years.
Well, they came into this season at Skate America so prepared. They really took the summer to work on their own solo skills and then came together once taking that time. It always makes a big difference. They're committed to getting better, and it's paying off. This is one of the requirements, a twizzle sequence. A twizzle is turning on one foot. Unlike a spin, you're not turning in spot, you're traveling, and that makes it hard to cover ice and turn at the same time. You know what's funny, Terry, is they've improved so much this year that I feel they've outgrown this program that they had 2 years ago. Although they skated it well, and they certainly, as you can see, are so pleased. And it's so hard when you have two free dances to work on. That's quite a workload.
I think that means Barbara's happy. I know it means she's relieved after all this skating here in Lyon, France. Barbara Fusar-Poli and Maurizio Margaglio. The other factor in their recent success, they say, is Maurizio completing his service in the Italian army. They have more time to train now.
Well, these free dances are exhausting because you're skating fast. You're muscling everything here in this lift. She's just holding on with one arm. He's in a low move that takes a lot of balance. And a nice dismount there. And in their footwork, this is where they've improved the most with their clarity, their speed, and their body positions.
How high will their marks be now? The first set, there they are, 5.6s and 5.7s.
Well, these are some nice marks. This program isn't nearly as polished as their other programs, but still well done.
And now for presentation, I'd say that's pretty consistent. 5.8s across the board.
Well, they're excellent performers.
Their effort for the gold medal here in Lyon. Barbara Fusar-Poli and Maurizio Margaglio. They'll have to sit and wait and watch now. It's hard to beat a team on their home ice. Up next, Marina, Anissina, and Gwendal Peizerat skate for the gold in their hometown right after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Marina, Anissina, Gwendal Peizerat making their way towards the ice to skate for the gold medal. They have been on the verge of greatness for the past 3 years. Now their time has arrived. Leslie Visser has more.
This fall, they captured the gold medal at La Ligue, receiving the only 6.0 of the competition. Here in Lyon, competing for the first time in front of their hometown crowd, they hope to win the first major international title of their careers.
We put a lot of pressure on our shoulders, but at the same time, it's a big motivation for us to do our best.
Now, 7 years into their on-ice partnership, Marina, a native Russian, is at home in Lyon. The French have adopted her, and there's no question how much they love her.
I was born in Russia, I am Russian, but in figure skating, I'm in French team.
And for these two, they hit only the high notes.
Marina Anissina very proud of her Russian heritage, but she fits in well here in France. As you can hear this crowd, all the support in their hometown now. Anissina and Peizerat skating for the gold, trying to top the effort of the Italians, Fusar-Poli and Margaglio. The world silver medalist for the past 2 years.
Gwendal are always finding new ways to add interest and creativity, like here in this lift. They certainly keep the sport evolving. Look at this tremendous unison, the diagonal steps. Watch Gwendal here doing these horizontal jumps. The judges are really looking for both skaters not skating on 2 feet to demonstrate that skating skill. Extraordinary line here that travels and turns, adding more texture to the movement. Blending right into a dance spin. Change of hold. Creates a mood. They really stir the emotions within the audience, and they can do that because they're superb skaters.
Well, it makes you believe in fate, Susie. A chance for Anissina and Peizerat to have their biggest international win of their careers in their hometown. Listen to this crowd. Well, even a standing ovation from Fusar-Poli and Margaglio. Was it enough to win the gold? Well, I know what the audience thinks. We'll see what the judges think when we come back to Lyon in a moment. The applause still hasn't subsided here in the building for Anissina and Peizerat.
What they do so well, they're intense. They do things differently. They surprise you. Here in this lift, she balances on his head. It doesn't break the rules, but it comes close. Extraordinary position. And they both are tremendous skaters. They're always busy. Here you can really see how hard he's working to take off forward like that and to maintain speed. Takes tremendous power in the torso and in the legs. Look at how close they're skating right into their next lift. Very nice stretch. They're always looking at each other, always looking at each other. And here, a little role reversal. They've popularized this, and she says it's no problem to lift him.
5'9", 5'8", 5'9".
They were the only ice dance team to receive a perfect 6.0 in the Grand Prix Series this season. That was at Trophy La Ligue. We'll see what happens here. Technical merit, 5'8", 5'9". They received a perfect 6 in the first free dance here at the final. And now for presentation, 4 perfect 6s, including one from the Italian judge. Wow.
And Terry, they worked for every 6.0 that they received.
Anissina and Peizerat here in Lyon capture the gold medal. How satisfying must that be? And a final eruption from this home crowd. The five-time French champions golden here in Lyon. They edge out Fusar-Poli and Margaglio for the gold medal. Jobiasco and Vanegas, the upset winners of the bronze. Right now, the gold medalists have joined Leslie Visser. Leslie?